This one for the right to represent the AFC in Super Bowl 56 in L.A. Off we go. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick in April's draft, the rookie from North Dakota State, Trey Lance.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
And incomplete to open things up.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Second and 10 of it. Very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
2nd down and 3. Now Lance again. He's got Jordan complete right side.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And Lance now to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, step it back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Lance going to throw. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that could be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Elliott. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory, or might he go for it?
He'll get this to Elliott. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. And this one is right through. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. And they're led out by the former number 2 overall pick from Oregon in his 7th season now. It's Marcus Mariota.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm, mobile, a great guy to have in the locker room. He can win if given an opportunity.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Here's Dobbins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Throwing is Mariota. That's tight end, Evan Ingram. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On first down, Dobbins. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. Sliding out of the pocket. Past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
From the red zone now, Mariota finds his tight end Ingram. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Would have put him in the lead, but hold that thought.
Yeah, the celebration had to stop, didn't it? Because now you're on a real uptick. You're in the lead. Instead, you're still behind. Have to find a way to regroup.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. Now Mariota. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Again, it's Mariota. Throw left side complete. That's Watkins. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Chris Watkins, 28 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this AFC title game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. From the pistol, here's Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up, loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
it is cold.
and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed.
There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Evan Ingram, 36 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Tucker now for the extra point. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Throwing now is Lance. And this one complete to Smith.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Open man is Quintez Cephas. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us as always as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 56 in L.A. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Shotgun now for Lance. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. They're starting to put some space here. You know, the first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This 2nd quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before kind of cantering around a little bit, right? Trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. On first down, it's Gurley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mariota now. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown there to make the grab. And the Ravens will extend their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring. Him in the face. They might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Throwing on first down is Lance. Open man is Jordan, the tight end.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here's Lance. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
To throw, it's Lance.
And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
On the return, Jackson. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Mariota to throw it. He'll buy some time right. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. To throw, Mariota steps away. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
They're throwing it on 1st down, but no one was open, so he gets flushed out of the pocket, runs towards the sidelines, gets out of bounds with a good gain and a 1st down.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that Lamar Hunt trophy and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's action. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half and the right to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, as I'm privileged to hand things back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. Jackson now to return.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Time to look now with our spotlight at the quarterback, Marcus Mariota. And a trio of touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. All is good in their football world at this point.
And it's so much fun for our colleagues, right? Think about our producer, our director, everyone putting together these shots. Wouldn't you love to be in the truck right now and hear him calling for it? Give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. And we just saw 3 beautiful touchdown passes.
Now he's looking for 4. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Here's a give to Dobbins running right.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Muscle damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Flushed out right. This is caught. It's Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Ravens continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Well, they've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they're really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
They have been dominant in this one. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Lance now on first down. He finds his man complete.
It's Jordan.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Off of play action, here's Lance.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him for a loss on the play. I don't care if you're taking it around one, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons.
And the pressure gets to him again. Jaron Reed. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up fourth down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Miami. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Mariota rolling to his right. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. It just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? One quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The Ravens on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Eluding the pressure right. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy.
When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
On 2nd and 10, Lance. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Working from the gun, Lance.
He finds his man complete. That's Jordan.
And he is going to... The Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw complete there to Smith. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a first and goal.
And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. So they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Gabe Neighbors taking it in from a yard out. And the Dolphins are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
I like a fancy playbook as much as anyone, but sometimes certain situations, they just call for doing the basics.
That's what they did. Gave it to the big boy, and he got in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now down to 20. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
From the 40 now on second down. Mariota. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they...
And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Todd Gurley punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Well, definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown passes. They're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, fourth quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. On first down, Lance caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. He's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Samson Abuka, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it. Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From midfield, here's Lance. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Lance looking to throw it. He gets this complete to Cephas. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's complete to Robinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Quintez Cephas, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback. But, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead. But at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead is down to 20. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Jackson now to return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They are getting closer and closer to lifting that Lamar Hunt trophy. Not home just yet, but trying to polish things off here as they start 1st and 10. Throwing here, Mariota. Dancing to his left. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's a give to Dobbins. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw is Mariota. Flush to his right. Open man right side is Ingram. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's a big league job there, getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Mariota here to throw. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Evan Ingram, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game as the Ravens push further out in front.
Well, they certainly have the look of a team with something to prove, don't they? All week, as we prepared for this game, we kept reading about how they said they're going to play a full 60 minutes this week. Has nothing to do with their opponent. No disrespect intended, but they wanted to be people of their word, playing this thing all the way out, trying to finish it strong.
Tucker with the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
The Ravens are champions of the AFC as we sign off and say goodnight, everybody.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Tonight, it's the National Football League. Super Bowl 56. Baltimore Ravens versus Kirk Cousins and the Detroit Lions.
So much has happened since the Super Bowl was last in this part of the U.S. in the early 90s. The Rams and Chargers have both returned to L.A., and they've constructed this incredible new palace for football, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And it will be the scene tonight for Super Bowl 56. And what a matchup we have. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the NFC champions, the Detroit Lions. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And, Charles, you look at the Ravens, champions of the AFC. Remember, they won Super Bowl 47 back in February of 2013. But they've been one of the best teams in the NFL the last decade or so, and now they look to cap off a tremendous season.
And it started pretty quickly for them, because you have to remember, Ravens history starts in 1996 when the Browns moved from Cleveland and became an entirely new franchise known as the Baltimore Ravens. And since then, they've won the Super Bowl twice. Number 47 you mentioned, and also number 35 in Tampa over the Giants. This is a proud franchise looking to add their third Super Bowl trophy.
Meanwhile, it's probably a day that a lot of folks in the Motor City thought would never arrive. And we all know the numbers. One playoff win since the NFL championship game of 1957. That was still 10 full years before the first Super Bowl. But here are these Lions playing for the Lombardi Trophy.
And this is such a big deal that normally you see fans like this, these long-suffering fan bases, that have the T-shirts after the team wins the big game that says, "Now I can die in peace." They're wearing that T-shirt already. Just getting to this game is enough for them, because they've only won, one playoff game in all that time since their last NFL championship. So they're excited to have it. The whole state of Michigan, they're just off the charts right now. Everyone banding together saying, "Go Lions."
And the Lions, Charles, the only team that's been in existence for every season in the Super Bowl era without ever playing in this big game. Cousins on first down. Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And some room to work. A big pickup there on the run. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And they'll run here with Etienne. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. The tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Ferrell, that got in there to bring him down.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. You look at this Super Bowl, the second appearance for this head coach. The first one did not go as planned, as we all know. But what do you think he's learned from that first go-around?
He learned how much it hurts to lose, and that's what you hear from coaches so often. They don't remember the wins as much as they remember the losses. You can talk about the media, the scrutiny, the hoopla, but once you've had to shake a head coach's hand and jog off the field and know you have to face the media, face your fans, face your home life, knowing that you've lost the Super Bowl, that hurts big time, and you're going to do everything possible to try and prevent that from happening again.
Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jonathan Bernard in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. The last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. Working out of the gun, Cousins.
Over the middle, complete into the hands of Tremble. And he is going to have a Lions first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run, getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll try the left side with Etienne. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Cousins, and that's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
We're scoreless after 1. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Throwing, Cousins. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A big hitter there from deep in their own territory. They were probably just looking for a couple yards of breathing room, snapping the ball at their own 2. Well, they got a lot of breathing room.
And even knowing that offenses are as aggressive as they are now in the NFL, you still expect them to run the football in that situation. Why weren't they ready? Instead, it turns into a monster gain and gets them way from the shadow of their own end zone.
A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Mariota. Flushed out right. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
And Detroit back in possession of the football. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Now ETN to start the drive. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on second down. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Here's Cousins. There's Trimble, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. From the gun, here's Cousins. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he is going to have the Lions first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 39.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Cousins throw there, taken in by Smith. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now Cousins. And a slant hold in by Ruggs. And in for the Lions, touchdown. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Lions go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
after the touchdown. Here's Butker on to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. First down now, but that clock rolling. Mariota forced out to his left. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On play action, Mariota. They'll roll him out right. This will be caught by Brown. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. His throw caught right around the 6. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins, as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. So a late touchdown here just before the half, and that obviously changes the dynamic of this game.
Yeah, in a couple of ways, partner, because they've been shut out up until this point. So now at least they go into the locker room, and Uncle Mo may be creeping over to their side to talk to them a little bit. And second, they're right back in the football game, an extra point away from tying things up.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins.
They'll try and set up the screen to ETN.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Final play of the half, Cousins. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. So these two teams will head to the locker room as we hit halftime at Super Bowl 56. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight. As we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Meanwhile, in our game, each team able to manage just one touchdown apiece. 7-7 is our score. And for the call of the second half, we send it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles, in the second half?
Simplicity, partner, because in the Super Bowl, with the extra time at halftime, I think some staffs get caught up in trying to design too many things. It's all tied up. They have to remember what they did to get here.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing second and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 56 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Right back to Dobbins on first.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Eluding the pressure right. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a first down.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Buying time to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Throwing is Mariota. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
They don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, Cousins throw there complete to Ruggs.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
But the passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's a give to Etienne. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Cousins now. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd and 7, Mariota being chased out left. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll get this one up to the 26.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big play there for Baltimore.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They run. It's Gurley. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. On the handoff, it's Gurley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Todd Gurley taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens are starting to pull away in the fourth quarter of this Super Bowl. But that makes this a two-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we're at the time of this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the fourth quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Catch is made by Hardman. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
They'll get this off to ETN. And flags come as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. To throw is Cousins. That's complete to John Ross. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the 1st down due to the previous penalty. Cousins again. That caught by Tremble. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
1st down. Here's Cousins. He's got Smith here. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Matt Breida scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Jackson now to return.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A one-score game. Fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. What a luxury to have a tight end that can run a post route like that.
It's a luxury for the offense. It's an extreme luxury for the quarterback. Always has a great outlet and usually able to come up with a nice play down the middle of the field.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Here's Mariota. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
On 2nd down, it's Gurley again.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
57 yards on the ground for him so far.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Well, the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And this is where the mental part of the game comes into play. Defense is out of timeouts. Just hold on to the football. No sense really trying to score. They should be able to run this one out.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Tucker now to add the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's finished off by a Todd Gurley touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. So Kirk Cousins in the offense, down by 10, a little over 30 seconds remaining. They've come so far this year, but they need 2 quick scores late in this Super Bowl. Cousins to throw. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
This is Smith with a grab. And he's got a first down to the 40-yard line, but the clock runs. Pass caught by Ruggs, middle of the field. And it's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
The Super Bowl champs, the Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. And what a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.